You can pause before you respond. You can suspend your tacit judgments, and you can inhabit the space between your states of mind and their triggering sources, or the particular features that you are attuned to in situations. You can actually observe the transitions between your different states of mind. Observe and even engineer those transitions by visualizing images, guiding your attention in a deliberate way that will then ground you in the present moment. Now, another example could be when you have a headache or when you are freezing, and sometimes during those sensations of having a headache and freezing, for a few seconds you forget that you are actually busy having a headache and you are freezing, and because some thought carries your attention away from those sensations, from those physical sensations, and you think about something, or you are reminded of something, but then after a few seconds you remember that you are actually having a headache or you are freezing, and those gaps, those momentary lulls in your discomfort will be retroactively filled in by the negative sensations, and you will feel that you continuously had the headache. You just forgot for a moment. But actually this situation tells us that to what a significant degree our attention can alter our states of mind. And attention is not simply a passive detector. Attention has an integrative potential. Our capacity to appreciate our experiences and loosen the hold of our emotional habits by which we relate to those experiences can extend the range of our perspective in general, and by the same token can extend the range of the flexibility of our attention in that widened perspective. In other words, we can engineer certain frames of mind that can help us reduce stress and anxiety or milder forms of pain by practicing attentiveness and by rehearsing how to reframe our experiences moment to moment. Because every time we frame an experience in a certain manner, that framing will evoke and elicit particular feeling and emotional and thought patterns. And we can control that to a certain extent. And this certain extent is a significant extent, I think. We have a say in these matters. We can direct and sustain our attention in a skillful way. It's a skill like every other skill. We can practice it, and by practicing it we can strengthen it more and more. And basically this is the integrative potential of our attention. The flexibility with which we can coordinate our attention with our emotions and intentions. And in closing, I would speculate that to the extent that human cognition is a distributed phenomenon, to the extent that it loops through layers of social networks and technological media, taking hold of the dispersal of our attention, which is more and more present in contemporary society. So taking hold of the dispersal of our attention might be a very important skill indeed to take hold of and to deliberately flexibly sustain our attention when necessary is an important skill to acquire. Because the more we offload our cognitive capacities onto social technologies surrounding us, the more dependent we become on those technologies, and the more vulnerable we become to those technologies, to the way they garner and manipulate our attention. And of course, they not only manipulate our attention and draw our attention away by all of its attractions, I think they can enhance the capacities of our attention as well. My younger brothers are much more efficient in multitasking than I am, and they are very young, and they can split their attention in more efficiently than I can. And I think this is perhaps an advantage, but there are disadvantages coming with this advantage. And to counter the disadvantages, we should nurture our power for flexibly controlling and sustaining our attention by flexibly coordinating our attentions and emotions and our intentions.